Welcome to Business Matters. Today, we'll be looking at some Csec Principles of Business past paper questions. We will be focusing on questions relating to establishing a business, and we'll be using 2019 to 2021 questions. We recognize that this is going to be an area that will be tested in the current Csec exam, that is 2022. And so we want to provide some assistance to our students so that they may be able to master this area. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. So we're starting with May, June 2019. Question 1. Define the term stakeholder as it relates to business. And our answer: a stakeholder is a person or group or institution that has a vested interest in how well a business performs. All right, next question. Define two stakeholders. Identify two stakeholders who are involved in a business. And here we have listed owners, employees, customers, suppliers, government, and competitors. Now, owners and employees are internal stakeholders, while customers, suppliers, government, and competitors are external stakeholders. Next question, question B. Outline one function of each of the stakeholders identified in A2. Let's begin. Owners. They ensure the business has all the resources, such as finances, equipment, workers, to successfully operate the business. Employees. The employees should seek to carry out or perform their duties to the best of their abilities in the most efficient and effective manner. And then we come to customers. To ensure the products or services offered by the business is in good quality and at competitive or reasonable price. So we have given you 3, though what was required was 2. Describe one activity that may be carried on. Describe one activity that may be carried on in each of the following functional areas of a business: marketing, finance, and personal or human resource department. So let's go to describe. Our answer: let's look at marketing. Marketing promotes the goods and services of businesses, making the consumers aware, and they will do that through advertising, sales promotion, distribution, and making marketing research. So these are some activities that will be carried on in the marketing department. Finance. Prepare financial records, prepare the budget, control the movement of money in and out of the business using receipts and invoicing. Yes, they would also conduct payroll and payment of employees. Personal or human resource department. Now they will seek to conduct recruitment and hiring of workers with the appropriate skills and qualification. They also will seek to facilitate staff training, right? Coordinating staff welfare activities. Let's continue. Explain 2 legal or ethical principles that businesses should adopt in the establishment and operation of a business. And we are to include relevant examples of each principle. So number 1, we're saying to ensure that the business must ensure that relevant taxes are paid over to the government. Example, corporation tax, education tax, NIS, that is National Insurance Scheme, and income tax. Secondly, the adoption of policies on environmental issues. And here the business now would seek to put in proper disposal for their corporate waste. We have given an additional response to give you more option. The adoption of policies relating to handling employees' personal information. This will guard against fraud and leakage of confidential records. Example, personal file. Let's go to 2020 now. The question in 2020 says 2A. It is question 2 in the 2020 paper. Define the term entrepreneur. Our answer is an entrepreneur is a person who undertakes the risk involved in establishing and running a business in the hope of making a profit. Our next question, list 4 characteristics of a typical entrepreneur. And our answer, typical entrepreneur should be creative, innovative, flexible, goal-oriented, persistent, persevering, and a risk taker. Now the question asks for 4. Now, bear in mind that you are required only to write 4, but we are giving you additional information so that will help. Describe 2 roles of an entrepreneur. And one is conceptualizing the business. The entrepreneur seeks to conceptualize the business. Yes. The entrepreneur creates the business idea that meets the wants and needs of the potential consumers. Secondly, the area of planning. The entrepreneur sets the business goals and objectives to meet and The entrepreneur sets the business goals and objectives to be met and also set out how they will be met. Thirdly, though we have question asked for 2, there's a third one, accepting funds. The entrepreneur organizes, to access funding to start up and operate his business. So this area, the entrepreneur seeks to access funds, in order to start the business. All right, our next question. State 4 reasons why a person may desire to start a business. 1, to attain self-fulfillment. Everyone wants to feel fulfilled. Yes, to attain self-actualization. That means reach the top of your career. You have reached the top of your level of accomplishment. You have contributed significantly to the society, to your community, to your family. That's self-actualization. Thirdly, to increase income. So the entrepreneur and people go into business to increase their income, to attain financial independence or financial freedom, to increase control over time, or to be one's own boss. Let's move on. The final part to this question of 2020. It says, explain 2 ways in which an entrepreneur could positively contribute to the country's economic development. I think this question is a really good one, really good question asked here, and it just does require internalization and to determine application of the whole matter of entrepreneur to the society, an entrepreneurship rather. So the response is to provide, so the entrepreneur seeks to provide an opportunity to increase employment. Now, when the entrepreneur starts his business, he may hire persons from the community. Now, these employees gain income from which the government can gain increased tax. So the entrepreneur is contributing to the development of the economy, because by employing individuals, yes, number one, he is reducing the level of unemployment in the society, and two, he's given the employee an opportunity to increase their income, and the government is also benefiting by obtaining taxes. Let's look at our second response to the question. Providing goods and services to satisfy citizens. The entrepreneur's business is designed to meet the needs and wants of consumers by providing goods and services. Right? Increasing access to what now? Healthier and varied goods, thus improving the citizens' standard of living. So the more, when we have more entrepreneurs creating more businesses, it means that there are greater variety of goods and access to goods, and better and greater quality, healthier food choices. Yes? And what that does is improve the quality of life of the citizens. We have given a third response to the question, though we're required to give two. Collaborating to start and run their business. Entrepreneurs bring people together, working to achieve goals and objectives. This increases the country's production and greater productivity by the employers or the workers. Now, I want to pause to say, though we have been introducing additional information, the additional information is really intended to give you more option, providing you go to the exam and you see similar questions. But it is not a situation you should go in the exam and write more than they have required you to write. So, B, state 4 reasons for preparing for the business plan. So we're asked to state 4 reasons for preparing a business plan. 1, to research the business idea. 2, to source finances for the business. 3, to attract potential investors. 4, to guide decision making. And though the question asks 4, there's a 5th one, to give the business focus and assist in the achievement of business goals. Very important. 2.1 says, as we continue the question, we have finished. Hold on. So we would have finished 2020 and we're moving to 2021 now. And the question says, list 4 steps. List 4 steps. List 4 steps that should be taken in establishing a business. 1, conceptualizing. 2, carrying out research. Feasibility study, what you could have been said here. Identification of resources. 4, creation of business plan. And 5, acquisition of funds. So these are steps that the entrepreneur is required to take when establishing a business. Our next question says, identify 2 main sources of information necessary for conducting a research into the establishment of a business. And simply put, primary source data, you're getting it first hand. For example, from an interview of somebody who have had experience in the area and so on, that's primary information. And you have secondary data as well. C, outline 2 differences between short-term planning and long-term planning. Now, short-term, so we're asked to give 2 differences between short-term and long-term planning. 1, our response here is saying short-term planning is done to achieve goals set to be accomplished within 1 year. while long-term planning relates to setting to achieve goals over 3 to 4 years. Our second response to this question is that short-term planning is usually about operational or recurrent issues such as daily sales, purchasing stock, while long-term planning may focus on capital expenditure, example, constructing a new building or creating a new branch. Section D to the question says explain one benefit of collateral to the borrower and one benefit to the lender in establishing a business. Our response here says the benefit of collateral to the borrower is that he gains access to funds that, yes, he could not have had were it not for the collateral. The entrepreneur is able to use his or her property, that is land and house titles or or car title, to access secured loan to start or expand a business. So the borrower, if he or she did not have any collateral, any property, any values, then they would not have access to loan. In relation to the lender, the benefit of a collateral to the lender is that the collateral acts as security for the lender. So should the borrower fails to repay the loan or default on the loan due to insolvency situation, yes, the lender can take possession of that asset and sell it and get back his money. We're moving to May-June 2021. Now, in this exam paper, there was not a specific question relating to establishing a business. However, what we have done is to identify questions that are related to business, establishing a business, or relating to business. Information about business, yes? So let's go. List 4 instruments of exchange. And we have here check, credit card, debit card, bank draft, bill of exchange, money order. Next question, outline 2 ways in which money facilitates trade in a modern economy. And our response here says that money places value on the goods, so transactions are equitable in the exchange process. You are paying for what the goods are worth. It is second response that it is easy to get what one wants by using money. Money acts as a medium of exchange. And then the third question that we have here says state 2 characteristics of each of the following type of business. And we're going to look at sole proprietor. Characteristics of a sole proprietor. Well, it is owned by one person. The business is owned by one person. It has unlimited liability. What do we mean here? If the owner of the business should go bankrupt, then and there are outstanding debt to be paid, if the amount of money within the business cannot compensate or repay the creditors, the owners will lose their private resources such as their land or their house or their motor vehicle in order to pay off the creditors. It is easy to start, yes, and of course a sole proprietor business requires small amount of capital. The public limited company, their characteristics are it can sell its shares to the public on the stock exchange or the stock market. it must publish its financial statement. So there's a requirement in the Companies Act that all public companies must publish their financial statements. It has limited liability. Let's move on to cooperatives. Now, cooperatives are owned by its members and they are formed to provide services to its members. Now, the cooperatives are really democratic in nature. They are democratically controlled. Each member has equal voting rights. Let's go to this part of the question. Explain 3 ways in which businesses in a market economy operates when compared to businesses in a planned economy. And our answer says businesses in a free market economy has very little government interference, while in a planned economy, the government dictates what the business produces. Our second response, businesses in a free market economy, yes, operates on demand and supply, while in the planned, they sell what the government wants them to sell. Our third response, most businesses in the free market are owned by private individuals, while in the planned economy, most are owned by government. We have a fourth response, additional information here. Free market businesses operate primarily with a profit motive, while businesses strike for equity in the planned economy to ensure customers get what is needed. So thank you very much for sharing with us. This is Business Matters. If this video was helpful to you, please subscribe, and we will continue to share with you valuable information for your preparation. Like and share as well with your friends and with others that they may be able to be benefited from this video. Thank you very much, and may God bless you.